he is going to be a Toronto Blue Jay for life, everybody. Play the fucking music. Vladdy.
A few minutes later.
What a way to start the morning, everybody.
What a Monday morning. Oh, that's nice.
That is nice.
That's nice.
Listen. Let me be very clear, okay? I bought this thing, obviously, like months ago at this point. I did not skimp out on the Vladdy bottle, folks.
Wow, that's nice.
The Vladdy bottle, and it is pricey, folks, but for good reason, because listen, we are talking about a $500 million guy right now. Let's start to break this down just a little bit, folks, because I saw some people on our Instagram, on Twitter saying, ridiculous overpay. What are you doing? That's desperation moves. And listen, we can argue till the fucking cows come home if $500 million or you know, not $500 million is too much, too little for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. I'm going to cop out right here and just say immediately, time is going to tell on this one, because we are talking about a 14-year deal here. Like, you can't just tell me immediately that this is going to be an overpay, because God only knows what this guy is going to do for the next 14 years. However, this is something that you brought up to me, is that the average annual value of this 14-year, $500 million deal, it's not even that bad right now.
If you really think about it, how much are we paying Vladimir Guerrero Jr. right now? We're paying him $29 million on his final arbitration year. And someone someone actually took my quote and said it in the comments, being like, guys, like, you're right, $35.5 million? That even that bad, because you're just giving him a $6 million pay raise for 35 for the rest of the year. And when you look at the rest of the MLB contract's average annual value, that makes him right now, besides deferrals, the 9th highest paid player in MLB history. Dude, in 5 years, he could be 15th or 16th. There will be people signing more than him. I mean, we'll see what happens with the whole CBA in 2026. But still, inflation's going to happen. Bigger contracts are going to come around. When he's freaking 35, he might be 20th, he might be 25th. He might be falling down this list, folks. So for me, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., $35 million a year, getting paid the same as what Mike Trout has been getting.
Right.
With everything considered, with Juan Soto's deal and Ohtani's deal, I love this contract. I love it. Well, it doesn't handcuff you at all.
Listen, for me, 500 always felt like the magic number, right? And we don't know necessarily how they ended up at this number, because again, remember, weeks ago, it was reported that the Blue Jays had already offered 500, right? And now we don't know if that's true or not true or whatever. At this point, I actually really don't give a shit.
Well, my theory is that like this contract includes no deferrals, so that
maybe the other one did include some type of deferrals or some kind.
That's what they were saying, is like the Blue Jays had deferrals included. It was like $450 with deferrals up to like $500.
Okay.
Where he just wanted the money outright, and the details haven't come out yet, but I believe there's bonuses as well based on performance.
Well, and listen, so that was a bit of breaking news right there. The no deferrals thing that came out earlier this morning. I like that, just in the sense that it keeps things simple for my low-functioning brain, and him as well, right? You know that Vladimir Guerrero Jr. will cost $35 million every single season, right? That is what it's going to be right up until he is age 40.
I believe so.
That should be, his 40, 14 years, 26 right now. He will be $35 million, 0.714 right there. So keeps things very, very simple. Point I was trying to make, though, is that 500 always felt like the magic number for me when you're talking about mitigating Guerrero's risk, but also keeping the upside. And for a Blue Jays standpoint, having to pay up quite a bit, but also getting your franchise player for the next 14 years. And that's where I think a lot of these people that are saying major overpay or desperate move or something like that, what you're not considering is that this is an investment. And this team is going to protect said investment by going in further.
That's the thing. Now they have to go in and bring a competitive team to this ball club. Like even Mark Shapiro said it. We're not going to pay Vladdy unless we think we can go and bring a winning ball club to this team. Like He even said it. Vladdy's not the guy to draw fans even when you're winning 60 games.
Right.
It's true. He's not Shohei Ohtani. But if you can go and pay this guy, keep him on the field, now you have to do your job and bring him a competitive ball team around him. And they're already starting to do that when you look ahead at the future contracts.
Sure, yeah. So
Like,
let's take a look
let's
right
take a
now,
look.
man, because that was a big worry or cause for concern, for a lot of Toronto Blue Jays fans was the fact that, well, after 2026, even after this year too, because prior to or 12 hours ago, it was, well, where's Vlad going? Where's Bichette going? Where's Bassett going? Where's various other these big names that were kind of centered around so far? Where are they going to go? What are we going to do? Now you're starting to build that foundation a little bit for next year, for the year after, everything like that. So there isn't going to be this massive, exodus of Toronto Blue Jays where you need to enter into a full rebuild mode. Now it can be a little bit more of a retool. Looking over here at 2027, this is 2 years from now, folks. 2 years from now, things will change. The American League East could be wildly different. Maybe Aaron Judge is terrible at that point. The Yankees they're no cause for concern for us. But in 2027, you're going to have Jose Barrios, Andres Jimenez, Anthony Santander. Hopefully he can get some hits by
Hopefully,
then.
we'll see.
Hopefully he's
He'll be
warmed up by
fine.
then.
He'll be fine,
He'll
guys.
be fine, folks. You're still going to have Jeff Hoffman, so hopefully if he's still performing well, a back-end bullpen guy, you're still going to have Alejandro Kirk. So
we locked him down.
We locked him down. So you got a starting pitcher who is, anchoring around your team. You got a bullpen guy. You got your catcher. You got a couple hitters, one in the outfield, one in the infield. You got Yariel Rodriguez, and now you also have Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
We've had so many losses as Blue Jay fans when it comes to Ohtani. Even this past offseason, you could argue there's quite a few. It's good to have a win. And it was good to not have to fight and argue with the rest of the MLB and the MLB fans over Vladimir Guerrero Jr. this offseason. It would have been great and hell of a story for content and media. But for me as a fan, it feels so good just to have him locked down. I don't have to worry about the contract. I don't want to talk about the contract anymore. If he's performing bad or good, who cares? This is what we wanted, and we got it. So let's all shut up and let's watch some fucking baseball.
Exactly, man.